All right, welcome to the Rise channel. If you are a high achieving woman who is building the business, building the family, but somehow has just lost herself in the middle of it all, then you found yourself in the right place. Because right here, we talk about the real stuff, all the late night guilt, the I should be grateful, but why do I feel so empty moments, the resentful moments that start to creep in, and when success starts to cost you the very things that you have been working for. I know that world well because I have lived it. I've lived it myself. And after 2 decades in the funeral industry, standing beside thousands of families, I've learned something most people never get to see, that the saddest stories aren't about death. It's about lives unlived. So that's why I created this space to help you break free from perfectionism, break out of autopilot living, and start building the life that feels alive, soulful, and on purpose. So each week we're going to dive into powerful conversations and tools that will help you reclaim who you really are beyond all of the roles you play, reignite your marriage and your family connections, and rise into the woman and the leader that you are meant to be. This isn't about doing more, it's about living more. So hit subscribe, grab your coffee, let's rise together, because when you rise, everyone you love rises too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whoever you are, welcome. I have something truly deep and truly purposeful that I want to speak to you about. And I welcome you to my new channel. This is a space that I am able to bring the voice of the Rise method out to an audience that may not be able to work with me privately, but I can get the method in front of millions of women who are out here with a purpose of building their legacy. Yes. All right. I know this and I know this well. Mom guilt versus legacy living. Mom guilt, legacy living. You want to ask yourself really deeply, where are you at right now? Mom guilt or legacy living? A little bit of both. If you're a little bit of both, I think that's okay. All right. But if you are living in mom guilt for any reason, you're in the right place. So, you know that voice, the one that whispers, you're not doing enough. You missed another bedtime. You should have been more patient. Why do you keep losing it? Ugh, that voice, it has a name called mom guilt. It's ruthless. And it doesn't care how busy you are. It doesn't care how you're running a business, keeping a beautiful household, you're building their future. It doesn't care that you stayed up till midnight answering emails or cleaning out the lunch boxes ready for tomorrow. It doesn't measure what you didn't do. Mom guilt runs on an invisible scorecard, and you'll never win. Every moment that you pour into your work takes a point from the motherboard. Every moment you spend with your kids subtracts a point from your business. And no matter how hard you try, you're always going to be behind. Mom guilt. Yes, the game you will never, ever win. So here's something that probably nobody's ever told you. Guilt says you can have either or. But legacy says you can have both and. Both and. You can build the extraordinary business and raise a deeply connected family. You can love your children and love your mission. You can be ambitious and nurturing at the same time. You can be all of it when it is rooted in your values and not in guilt. Okay. So I spent decades working in the funeral and death and grief care industry. Okay. I know entrepreneurship at a deep personal level. I am one. My parents are entrepreneurs. I know at a deep level of truth what entrepreneurship can feel like, look like, what it can do inside of families and marriages. I know that it can take your time. I know that it can take your energy. I know that it takes focus and determination. I know it. But what I also know at a deep, impactful level is what legacy is. And I don't want you to get confused between empire and legacy. Empire are the assets you will leave behind when your time on earth is done. Legacy is how they remember you, who you were while building the empire, right? It's when your kids are having their kids and those kids have their kids and they are all still talking about you when they see your photo on the wall. That's legacy. It's not what you left for them, right? And you definitely don't want to leave a pile of rubble for them. Then they might talk about that too, but that's not what you want. All right. So let me tell you about the stories that I've learned about people, their loved ones who came to the end of their life. And let me tell you, guilt, shame, and regret are at the top of the list. And I've met with individuals who knew their death was imminent. And, and the top thing I wish I did, I wish I had have. I wish I just went and did that. But you know what makes everything just so beautiful is when the presence mattered over the doing, when love was at the top of the list, when integrity of the individual, came through the generation. And like what we don't want somebody to say about us is she was there, but she kind of wasn't really there. I don't really know much about her, right? You want them to say, she made us feel loved. She made us understand. She helped us feel understood. She lived her life fully and she embraced us to do the same. That's legacy. That's not perfection. That's presence in alignment with your values. I want you to let's reframe it all. Instead of trying to chase balance, which doesn't exist. It's fake. It's a lie. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's out here talking about work-life balance. If you are an entrepreneur, your work goes with you everywhere. And if you're a mom, your family goes with you everywhere. So whoever said, hey, don't take your work home, wasn't an entrepreneur. Okay. Let's just let's unblur the lines. Work-life balance doesn't really exist. But what you can do is is value-based timing. Value-based timing. Okay, every day you choose to be the person who reflects your values and purpose-driven mission in this world. And maybe your purpose-driven mission is and family and my business and the legacy and the marriage of my dreams and you can have everything and because I value connection, And everything I do is a complete connection. But when you are an overachieving woman running a business or chasing the C-suite, you might be in complete disconnection, which is pushing your dreams further away than you can even realize, right? Because you yourself are disconnected from you and the ones you love. So, what I want you to work on right now, because there is no such thing as work life balance. When you're an entrepreneur, I don't believe that's true. And I know everybody is out here talking about the freedom based lifestyle. Yeah, great. It still takes work. You will get there, but you still have to build it. It doesn't just come to you. People that are saying that have something to sell you, and because you are chasing that. So please, please, let's get back to reality here. If you want to build an empire, you've got to work for it. You've got to want it. You've got to know why you're building it, right? And if you are in disconnection at home, you're not going to build it. You're not going to be able to. Because when you get into this disconnection, you fall into your ghost patterns, and then you will revert back into the burn it down pattern when you say, I'm done. F it all. I'm done. I want a divorce. I'm selling the business. I just want to go get a job. I am done. I cannot do it anymore. And that's because you're living in your ghost pattern. All right. I want to bring you back to home. Home is where you learn to lead first. And if you are not leading at home in presence, then you are not leading anywhere in presence. This is not fake it till you make it. This is leadership at an executive level. You start it at home because who you are at home is a true level of fact of who you really are. And if you are disconnected, burnt out, exhausted, sitting on your phone, ignoring your kids, coping with, I don't know, wine every day, making your partner wrong about everything they do, taking everything personally, and not making time to really encompass leadership at home with your kids, that is who you are. Inside, that's who you believe you are. And that's how you're showing up everywhere, you guys. So, today, right now, the minute you see this, I want you to call forward your new embodiment tool. Golden moments. I'm watching the captions. Mona go. No, golden moments. 15 minutes, you guys. And I teach about this in my new course, okay? Self-guided course, 5 weeks. It's called the Living Legacy Reset. Okay. And this really, in the course, I teach about 3 different times per day to embrace golden moments, to become reconnected with your spouse, partner, and children, and you. So let's talk about 15 minutes a day, right? And when we hear this a lot, I hear this daily, right, from overachieving women. Well, I just don't have time to take on anything more. Yes, you do, right? Put this down. Don't even open social. Take 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 5 minute slots. You can do it. One in the morning, one, I call it sacred arrival, and one at the end of the day. You can do this. 5 minutes, morning, connect with yourself. Who are you? Who do you want to be today? Call in the experience you want to have today. I am the powerful entrepreneur building the business and building the family. I love my children. I am an empowering mother. I am doing it all in ease, in flow, in present, and in part of my own values. Okay? Sacred arrival, when your family is coming together again, sort of like at the end of the school day and or work day, and you have to do this with all of them, you know, close down the computer, work is done for you. As soon as they arrive at the doorstep, it is genuine connection with your kiddos. How was your day? How did it go? Do you have any homework? Would you like me to help you with anything? Look at them in the eyes, regain what eye contact means, right? Give them a hug. We need to be physical. We need to nurture them. We need to make the eye contact. And we need to get curious about ways you can be part of their life. What do they want you to be part of? What do they need you for? Get curious. And when your partner comes home, right, we're going to leave the disconnection in the driveway, right? You are going to make a point of connecting with your partner in the eyes and genuinely welcome them home. Genuinely welcome them home. Okay, and if we've been kind of like struggling on the dirt road a little bit in our marriage, that's okay. You can start now. Do it in a way that it doesn't seem fake and phony or over the top. Okay, call them by name. You know, hey Mike, how was your day today? That's it. Easy. Make a point of this. This will become normal, right? This is going to be part of your everyday thing. So start now, rip the band-aid off, and just get going. Okay, golden moments. Number 3 is in the evening. I'm writing about this in my book. I'm going to drop it right here. Probably shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. Here we go. I don't know how old you are or how old your kids are, right? I'm going to take this as you're in between 35 and 45, like kind of like me, right? We're building business and we still have younger kids in the home. Okay. My children have bedtimes. And I want to ask you, do your children have bedtimes? Okay. And if not, would love to know why. Because by not having structured routine at nighttime, you are letting go years of legacy building moments where you can be one-on-one with each child. You know, you can, if we're still bathing them, like if they're little in the bathtub, right? We're getting our jammies on. Maybe we're cuddling on the couch a little bit. Maybe we're having some fruit before bed or water or whatever you do, right? Okay, and then we're off to bed. So now we're teeth brushing together, and then we're going to go lay down and we're going to read a book together. And if they're too young, then you're going to read with them or to them. And if they're now reading because they're school age, encourage them to read with you. What is this doing, you guys? Right? You are building your legacy with them. You are being a mom who is sharing moments with each child, right? And it becomes a pattern and a routine. And you're getting to know them, and they're getting to know you, and they're getting to see a softer side of you. Okay. So 15 minutes a day. Okay. Yeah. Bedtimes take a little bit longer at my house. Absolutely. Right. I've got 3. Okay. My 15-year-old still has a bedtime, FYI. If he's not in sports till 11 or 12 at night on any given day, he's putting himself to bed, no later than 10 p.m. on a school night because he's tired. He's growing. He's an athlete, right? My 12-year-old and my 7-year-old, they have bedtimes. Why? My husband and I, we get to put them to bed. We share a few moments together. And then what? They're now in bed at a respectful time, which gives you time and or you and your partner together. I can't believe, I would say 90% of the women I speak to on a private mentorship level have allowed their children to enter into the rock till they drop bedtime mode. And I'm like, why? Do you know what kind of time you're missing? And when they step into that pattern, they're like, oh, massive shifts happen in this nighttime routine. First of all, you're not going to bed exhausted. They're not going to bed like comatose. You're making moments, you're building presence, and you're not going to bed full of guilt, right? You're not going to bed full of guilt. Okay. So bring this in 15 minutes, golden moments, you guys, 3 times a day. This will become a pattern and a system that you cannot live without. It'll become normal. But not just that, you guys, you're going to be able to build on that, right? The truth is, your kids, your husband don't need you to be perfect. In fact, they probably don't even want you to be perfect, right? But they need someone who shows them through mirroring to them what integrity looks like, what love looks like, and what legacy looks like while you're building it in motion. A mom who honors her own values and demonstrates them outward to them. A mom who follows through on everything she says. And everything she says matters. A mom who is proud of what she's built, of her own life, and demonstrating to her children that they can have, be, do whatever they want in their life. That's the shift. This is when we go from guilt to growth. From just doing to doing things that matter. Just doing to be actively busy all the time to doing things that matter. From trying to please everyone into building a living legacy that your children will never forget. So let's together work on replacing mom guilt. Remember, mom guilt is the game of motherhood. You will never, ever win, right? No matter what you do, you lose a point. But you will not win this. So it's time to put it away. And the only way you can put it away is by doing things differently, thinking things differently, and behaving differently. So be proud of what you're building and let pride replace the guilt. Let intentional movements replace pressure. And let's let your values and your purpose defeat the inner critic. Your children are going to remember you, not necessarily how spectacular the house was or how perfectly appointed each room was or the whatever. They're not looking at the vanity measures. It's how they felt when you love them. So today I want you to really sit with this for just a moment. Embrace the golden moments. Embrace it because you only get one chance. Yeah. Okay, you only get one chance. The chance is short. Your kids are only little once, and it's fast. So fast. My 15-year-old is 6'1". Look up at him. Okay, my 7-year-old, the baby, is like, I don't know, 13. Right? And my 12-year-old, he's almost as tall as I am. It goes so fast. You've got one shot, one life to live. So if you're ready to stop living as a ghost in your own damn life and ready to start connecting back into your marriage, back into your motherhood, back into your mission, back into your identity, then I invite you to step up into the Rise. Okay. And there are different ways that you can work with me in the Rise method. Number one, bottom, ground level, I'll invite you into the Living Legacy Audit. Okay. I'm going to drop the link in the notes. And the Living Legacy Audit is like a questionnaire that you're going to get when you purchase the audit for $50. $50. It is a professional, certified mentor diving into your life and is going to say, this is what I see, this is what I would love to see, and this is how we do it. Is someone else looking at you from the outside and is going to reveal blind spots and ways out and ways to shift and tools to use and strategies to embody, right? I'm definitely not going to tell you to sit and meditate. I'm definitely not going to tell you to, I don't know. I don't even know. The surface level stuff, I'm just not into it. It doesn't work, right? When you can get into a program, there's all different levels of it, right? But surface level hacks, no. So the audit is a way for me to get eyes on your life and the way you are living your life and operating in your business, right? And together, I'm going to strategize and get you to see in a different way of what you can do, tools to use, and how to, sort of make a shift. Tiny little shifts, you guys, can make the biggest difference. All right. So I go through the audit, I go through the questionnaire, and then I send you back everything, all the answers into a video. Right? It's not live, it's not a call, it's a video that you get to keep. And you can go back to, you can re-listen, all the things. Right? So I'm going to drop the link to the audit in the show notes. And one last thing, I want you to remember when you rise, everyone you love rises with you. All right. Until next time.